All right, so I use this just by memorizing the formula. You could also come in and go to XLSTAT, parametric test, to sample t or z test. Your data is, so before we do that, actually, I'm going to remove individual and unknown. Just filtered it. XLSTAT can handle filters, so this will make it a little bit easier. So I've got my distance traveled in column A and my sample denominated in E. So it asks if I want to use the filter, and I say yes, I do want to use the filter. That way I'm only going to see this for the professionals versus the rentals, pros versus rental. And you see we get the exact same score that we calculated by hand here. So that's the same. It also gives us a nice little box plot. So we can see the mean is the little star. That line is our median. This is how many centimeters it jumped in a single jump. We left in 0, so these would be actually things that did not jump. So probably better actually to remove our zeros, but that should make this even more, that value even higher. Right, so it does not look like, there is evidence here. We would reject the null hypothesis that they're the same. The null hypothesis would say that professional frogs and rental frogs jump the same, and based on this we would reject that null hypothesis and conclude that they are different, that the average jump is not the same. Okay, so now we've covered a 1 sample test and a 2 sample test using Z. We can also go to data, data analysis, and then 2 sample tests for means. And we can do that here. In order for this to work in Excel, we need to actually copy the data into 2 columns. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that's what we would do. All right, where we've got our pivot table. Okay, so now we can see we actually have, there are 4 different groups. And what if we wanted to see if there was a difference between these 4, if all of the means were actually the same? Well, for that we would use an ANOVA.